All right. In the meantime, so right now, 42-14, Abilene High leading San Angelo Central here in the third quarter. Central, they had the football to start the second half, and it appeared, appeared that they were on to something at that point, but just a turnover happened, and wasn't the greatest thing, and it looks like it's giving Abilene High some new life. And for anything to happen to Central, they need some momentum.
So they ended up punting the ball. They got Abilene started with the ball on the 23-yard line. First down, got a no gain. Here's second down right here. A.B. Ramirez has just been tearing up the Bobcats secondary all night long. And right now, he's going to do the same exact thing. Just a rollout to the right. Finds this man on an out route and just a bunch of Bobcats there. But it takes a lot of them to tackle him, Manny.
Yeah, that's, I'd say, in making the play, at least they're kind of just stopping right now. They're getting a stop at that point.
I don't know if this one's going to get the first down or not, but it's going to get pretty close to those sticks.
Yep, there he is. And the Cats,
you
would think if they're looking to make something at least respectable, they got to have a turnover sometime, because they haven't had a turnover all game long. Got to be able to strip the ball. They got to, or at least come up with, a third down stop.
At least bat the ball. At least be close to making those plays. But anyways, this does get a first down, so we'll come back here in a little bit to see how this drive continues.
All right, so highlight snack presented by Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. It is 42-14, Abilene High leading San Angelo Central. And for the Bobcats, it's just been tough sledding for these guys tonight, because defensively, that's just been – they haven't been able to get a stop on these guys, and that's what's really been the Achilles heel, stopping the Warbird offense, who probably is about as dangerous as Midland Legacy, as many weapons as they have. The running back that's in the backfield for the Warbirds, for these guys, King Thomas, had 3 rushing touchdowns in the first half. Can't tell you, if we were to look at his stat line, he's probably well over 100 yards from the first half, for sure, probably nearing the 150-yard mark in that.
Oh, definitely. And they're not stopping, Manny. Let's go back to it. So the Bobcats actually got the third down, but they are unable to get a stop once again. A.B. Ramirez just tearing up the secondary. This is just one of those, go find some space right by the first down marker, and I'll throw it to you. These two guys really ran the same route, and it was just go find the sticks, and I got you. So just rolls. It's a design rollout the whole way, bootleg, found it.
Now, do you think that's a man coverage or perhaps a little zone here?
Let's see what they do. Yeah, it looks like it's a zone coverage, because you see how they drop back, and that's what they're doing. They're trying to find those holes. If you look at this guy right here, he actually bounces and then bounces back, because he's got this flat right here. And so when this guy bails, all he's doing is he's just waiting until he flips his hips and starts running back this way. But he's going to just go right in between all these guys, find that wide open area, and sit down for the quarterback to find you.
Yep. Found the soft spot in the zone. Warbirds convert on third. And, man, that was, a 3rd and 11?
Yeah, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11. So, really, that was exactly the ideal position that the Bobcats wanted to be in. But first down, Abilene.
All right, so it's frustrating to see this, and I can't imagine how frustrating it is to be on the sideline, or in the stands watching it live, because, just when you think that the Bobcats defense is going to get off the field, and as you saw in that play there, 3rd and 10, call it 3rd and 11, Abilene High gets a soft spot in the zone defense, convert on 3rd down, and there we are. The drive keeps on going.
And it's ridiculous, Manny, because it's just 3rd down after 3rd down after 3rd down.
Yeah.
And then we go right back to it, Manny, and it's another 3rd down for the Bobcats. Can they get the stop, do you think? It's about 3rd and 7 this time. Ball's at about the 49 on the other side, driving in. Let's see what happens. 3rd down. Can they get it? A.B. Ramirez takes the snap, looks up top, doesn't find anybody, gets the pressure. He rolls, gets a big stiff arm. just short of the first down.
Okay.
It's going to be 4th and 1, Manny. Let's take another look at it. Huge stiff arm here, but good pressure by the Bobcats. And he just got to run and make the tackle a little better. But either way, gets him out of bounds, 4th and 1.
Now, Trammell, stop right here. So you see this guy, you see 15 right here, right in the middle of the defensive tackle in the interior sideline.
That's Darius Floyd. Right.
So this guy, he's been playing. We've seen him play both ways multiple times this season. We first kind of saw him kind of being entertained in that area against Midland High. And here he is again. Let's play it again. See,
he's getting double-teamed
right there. Looks like a potential hold.
Yeah.
But he's drawing some attention.
Definitely. They know he's quick, so they're definitely going to get a chip on him at least before that guard looks to just kind of stand there and look for someone else to tackle. So good play by the Bobcats, especially this defensive end. He really gets the pressure, makes him step up in the pocket. But 4th down, we'll stay there and see if they get it.
All right. So 3rd down, it looks like it brought up 4th down.
4th down at about 3.
Yeah, goodness gracious. It just seems the Bobcats, they're trying at this, and scheme is just not on their side tonight. Personnel. I mean,
they're outnumbered and they're outweighed right now, definitely.
All right, so let's go back to Shotgun Stadium here. What is this, 4th down, Trammell? Let's see the 4th down.
Yeah, 4th and about 3. You got trips up to the right, and you got your running back there for blocking. Just another one of those things. Go find that hole.
It looked exactly like the play before that we saw to get on the – in fact, that is the exact same play.
Play, but the defense this time's in man. If you look, he's going to pinch there. He's going to come down, stay on him. But the thing is when you have all these 3 up here at the top – When this guy just goes down, he's got to come, and you have all this open space. It's just the same thing. It's attacking space because this guy has to come down there, or that checking man is open, and that's going to be a 1st down either way. So good play call right there by the Abilene High Eagles.
All right, so that is a 4th down conversion there.
Ball's on the 35.
So at that point, let's see, Trammell, see if we can. Looks like.
Yeah, we still got a ways to go.
You wanna get to. There's another. I'm queuing up another big play here.
Yep.
All right, so this one here looks like it is another 4th down for the Abilene High defense, or Abilene High offense, if you will. And let's take a look at this one here, because the Bobcats, they've been trying desperately. I'm so sorry, not that one there. Let's go to this right here. So they've been desperately trying to get off the field here. So with this, Warbirds rocking 4th and about 9. And finally getting some pressure.
Gets the pressure and gets the sack. That's a huge play by the Central defense right there on 4th down. They get off the field.
So finally, it's that turnover, it's the stop on 4th or 3rd or 4th down here. It's the 4th down, the big sack that kind of sets things up for that. So turnover on downs, the Bobcats get a much-needed stop, man. And if you just take a look at the sideline up here, folks, going absolutely nuts.
That's what we like to see.
Yeah, been probably one of the more better plays that we've
finally
seen.
Man, they finally not only would have been a great play if it was on 3rd down, but it was on 4th down and they got a sack to take the ball.
All right, Trammell, I think let's kind of keep the train going right here, because the Bobcats needing some of that much needed momentum here with the rock.
Is it me?
Yeah, this is you.
All right, so now the Bobcats have the ball, Manny. 1st down and 10, and what other way to do it but the Bobcats to throw a deep ball and a shot to double coverage, interception by the Bobcats. Manny, they just got the 4th down stop and turnover, and they throw they call a Hail Mary. Throw into double coverage, interception by Abilene.
Well,
This is college NCAA football call playing. This isn't real life.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. I mean, you're throwing in a double coverage already off the bat. I mean, I know I'm armchair quarterbacking this thing right now, but that does not look like a good decision.
No, and besides all of that, you know that you probably don't have that arm. throw it now if you're going to throw it. Don't wait another couple seconds to let those guys know that. I mean, if you're on defense right now and you see everyone's running deep, it's not a secret at that point.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to the next play here, and this one, Abilene. Well, the next drive here, Abilene gets the ball, has the ball on about the 25-yard line, and remember that guy, King Thomas, 3 touchdowns in the first half? Well, mama, there goes that man getting up to about the 43-yard line. One last look because the Warbirds are off and running in this one here. King Thomas, this is a guy who's he doesn't need much, as you see right there.
Man, you see when he curves when he's running around the curve right there, he's really fast still. He's really fast. But then, boom, right there, when he turns it uphill, or downhill, that thing is fast. I mean, that jog that he has is faster than anyone out there sprint. And then when he turns, it's so far downhill, so hard downhill, you can't really stop it.
Yeah. All right, we'll take one last look. In this, we do have another play to get to here, and it appears the Warbirds continue the drive.
Yep, so here's the first down on the very next play. Try to get them to jump, but that Central defense, they may not be coming hard enough for them to jump, so didn't get them on it. He's going to take the snap, just hand it to his guy. It's a counter play, and it goes nowhere. Huge play by the Central defense.
All right, so Central finally getting a little momentum here. The defense, much needed. They get right back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit a yard behind there. So
staying above the chains, though.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, let's come back to the desk here before we kind of see how this drive develops there for the Abilene High Eagles. Right now, it's 42-14. They're in the third quarter. Looks like things are about to wrap up in the third quarter. This one just going insanely fast, primarily because, Abilene High is just playing keep away.
Yeah, Bellini just said, dude, they're trying to get out of here as fast as possible. The third quarter was only 16 minutes long.
Oh, my gosh.
So, things are running in a hurry. They're trying to keep this clock rolling. It's 42-14.
It's a school night.
School night. Yeah, they got class tomorrow, guys. They still got a bus ride home. So, if y'all want to go back to it, I'll show you the next play. And it's pretty typical of what's going on. Just the same thing over and over. This is A.B. Ramirez just picking them apart. Up here at the top, it's just going to be a comeback play. Singled up man coverage. Just be the better player.
Yep.
Find the back shoulder. It's going to be a first down.
All right, so with that said, the Warbirds, we'll take one last look at this one here. Warbirds kind of in position to do something.
Yep, near midfield.
All right, so looks like now bringing up second down from that drive. Let's take a look at this one here. Abilene, A.B. Ramirez, it's a decent play finally from that Central defense. This one, this is the reason why this third quarter just flew by, because the Warbirds, they're just playing. They're just running the football, just killing time off the clock there.
All right, very next play. You want to move to the next one too?
All right, so let's come back to the desk.
That was the end. I remember I was going to say, sorry. That was the end of the third quarter. I was like, I was going to say something. That was the end of the third quarter. That was the final play. Like I said, 16-minute quarter. Score is still the same. Both teams only had the ball once. I guess Abilene had it twice, but either way, these teams are busting it out on the spot.
Central had that stop on fourth down.
And then had the one-play turnover.
And then very next play, they give it right back to the Eagles. So
yeah, not looking good. So they had a 3-and-out and a turnover on that quarter, and then on the other side, they had what? Did they scored again? What's this touchdown?
So nobody has scored here in the fourth quarter. So as we now enter the fourth quarter of play between Abilene High and San Angelo Central, this one, it's it is what it is. We're seeing a whole lot of Abilene High at this point.
Manny, the whole past 2 weeks, it's been for me and you. It's been a whole lot of it is what it is. These Bobcats are going to have to turn this thing around. I can't wait for week 1 of playoffs where we can hopefully get ourselves a win or stop talking about it.
Yeah, something has got to give. We got to see something change at least.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to Shotwell Stadium for the fourth quarter.
Start of the fourth, 3rd down and 8. Can the Bobcats get a 4th down? Let's see. He chunks it and nearly intercepted by the Bobcats. But it's going to bring up 4th down. Hey, that's pretty good defense right there.
Okay.
He tried to throw that back shoulder ball, but that Bobcat said, not again. You're not going to do that to me again. Had his hand on him the whole time. A little questionable maybe if they would have called it if it was a closer game. But either way, no good. 4th down.
Yeah, so that looks like it's Caden Hemeister just on the defensive play. Not too shabby looking there.
Yeah, running with him the whole time.
That's how you defend.
Yeah,
defend the pass.
Definitely, because the thing is what they look for most of all with pass interference is if you turn your head back. He turned his head back and he looked for the ball the whole time. He kept a little bit of contact with him in his hand, but overall that was pretty good defense there by the Bobcats.
Yeah, textbook, if you will, from Caden Hemeister. Nice looking defensive stop there. So we come back to the desk here. It's, we're seeing different things. It seems like we just need a big play from the Bobcats. We've seen a few tonight and how they developed, but they just can't seem to it seems like whenever they get the football, they're immediately going downfield. We already seen Ben Imler with 2 picks tonight. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's kind of a broken record when we've been talking about the Bobcats for the most part this season. And, I mean, I'm not sure how else to truly explain that tonight.
Well, good news, though. After that, Central took over on the 17-yard line. They got a 4th down stop.
Okay.
So they got the stop.
So they got – we
don't have video of the stop. We have video of the next play, but what we know is they did get the stop.
Okay, so that was their second stop on 4th down?
Yeah, they're starting on the 24-yard line, 23-yard line.
All right, so let's take the next drive for the Bobcats. Let's see if they can
It was actually a punt, and it actually ended up at about the 17-yard line, and it's 2nd down now at the 23-yard line. So we'll see what happens. Just a handoff here. Fakes it. Nearly intercepted. It was an RPO, but, man, this cornerback down here knew exactly what was going on the whole time. His coach may have told him, look, he turned and looked and said, oh, okay, shook his head. Sure, let's sit on it, make sure we know what's going on. It was just a slant route. He tried to jump it right there, put himself in perfect position, but couldn't quite get a hold of it. So it's going to bring up 3rd down for the Bobcats.
Yeah, so if we look at Kevon Rice, that's who was targeted in this play right here. It doesn't look like he finishes his route.
Yeah, and I think for that to be a slant, it looks like he took it too deep and didn't angle it enough. So it may have been at the same yards, but that's not the point you want of your connection. You want 2 and go, 2 or 3 and go.
Yep.
Looks like he ran more of just like a 5 and in.
Right, yeah. So that's kind of what was the result of that there. All right, so we'll come back here. We'll kind of see where we're at. Because that one, it seems like Ben Imler – it probably need to let go of that one a little bit sooner. Kevon Rice could have just maybe cut it inside a little bit more on that. But nonetheless, Abilene High defender jumped the route, did exactly what he was supposed to do at that point. So, which we're still 42-14 at this juncture of the 4th quarter. This is early moments of the 3rd quarter. Let's go back to Shotwell Stadium here. Hopefully, maybe we can get something going with the Bobcats.
All right, so 3rd down. They got to get this first. They got trips. What do they like to do with Ben Imler? Deep ball. They do it again. Hit him in stride, but
where's the flag?
There it is. There it is, Manny. We got multiple flags. We got a defensive interference call. Well, dude, he was wide open. He was hitting stride. This was probably 6, Manny.
Oh, for sure.
Look at that. He threw it earlier. Remember, we talked about that. We talked about this last time. When he threw the interception was don't take so long on making your decision. If you know you're going to go deep, just throw it earlier. And that's what he did, man. He didn't take long to decide who he was going to. Didn't care if it was double coverage. Takes his 4 steps. Step up, drop, boom. Right
that's a heck of a throw.
Heck of a throw. He still threw it in double coverage, but got the pass interference. So first down Bobcats.
We haven't had a whole lot to say about the deep ball tonight from the Bobcats, but
That was a great one.
that's a solid throw. I can get used to that.
Solid throw, pass interference. Wish it was the NFL. Either way, 15 yards.
It would have been a spot foul.
Yeah, would have been great.
Instead, we'll take the 15 at this point. So the Bobcats, we've seen a little life. Ben Imler in for Tyler Hill right now. We'll hope to hear at the end of this one as to why Kevin Crane decided to go with Ben Imler. And this started in the second quarter.
We'll need to make sure that we tell our boots on the ground that they go ahead and ask that, because that's a very important question. Did they pull him because of playoff implications, or are they trying to move in a different direction?
I think at this point of the season, I don't think you do it because you're moving in a different direction. You probably do it, just to keep your guys fresh for next week.
Yeah,
I don't think Kevin Crane would do that to his guy down the stretch of the season.
Ben played really well tonight, though.
Yeah, no, he's playing a heck of a ball game. Do we have anything else, Trammell? Are we waiting?
Not yet. I have some updates, just words, though. So they said 80 drops the ball. Then Central's number 74 had an unsportsmanlike penalty. So emotions are kind of flying now. And then the last message I received was Abilene football with 9:40 left. So looks like they had another turnover on downs or a punt. By the way, it looks like it was because of that unsportsmanlike penalty.
Yeah, so that would be senior captain, offensive lineman, Kobe Moore. This guy, in fact, if you watch the show, he's on the intro there, walking his team out. This guy, solid player.
Plays with emotion, though. He's an offensive lineman. They got to. It's dirty down there. You got to play with heat.
Yeah.
Can't let it get too much on you.
He's, without question, probably one of the biggest leaders of this entire team. He's been playing since he was a freshman. So, I mean, it's one of these games. I mean, you're getting it handed to you. I mean, why not kind of go out with a bang?
And these
not
are
saying
your
that
rivals,
what he's
too. So there's just emotions. It's emotions. You don't like to lose like this.
Yeah, no, without question, for sure. So we'll kind of see what develops out of that. I mean, right now, 42-14. The question of the night is, why was Tyler Hill pulled? Ben Imler has been the QB1 since about the second quarter, about midway point of the second quarter, give or take.
But what was the score at that point when he came in? Do you remember?
I mean, I think it was at least a 2-score game when he came in. So we'll see what kind of comes that way. Trammell, do we have a new highlight to go to?
Yeah, it looks like Abilene's got the ball back. Less than 9 minutes left in the game. It's second down in just a little bit. So Central's really just trying to bow up on defense, do that Angelo Bolt thing, and just strap yourself down, bolt in. See what happens. Just a little screen pass, perfectly read by the Bobcats. Heck of a play there by number 24.
All right, so 24, that is going to be Kente Nichols, senior cornerback.
Look, he reads that thing perfectly. It only takes a half step for him to read it on that back pedal. He takes just a few steps up, half step, and he's gone. Boom, out of there. Run, dive for the knees. Boom, got him. That's gonna take it actually back to about 3rd and about 8.
Where was this Bobcats defense earlier tonight?
I think it was just a good read right there, Manny. That's what they've been there. It's not 3rd down, so they've been playing good on second. It's that 3rd down defense that's been tough.
Yeah, that's a tough. I mean, it's how they're playing right now is, I think, had they been making plays like this second quarter, probably a different ball game right now. But that's me being the armchair quarterback in this one. So, all right, so let's come back to the desk here, unpack what we're seeing here thus far.
It looks like that's going to bring up 3rd down, and we have an Abilene timeout. So after a 16-minute third quarter, it looks like they're going to take a timeout.
Wow. Not sure what the timeout is for.
They need to talk about it a little bit, strategize on how they're going to finish this game out.
Yeah. All right, so there we are. So we're seeing 40. It's still 42-14. Nobody has managed to score in this second half. Been a stalemate here now as we move into the fourth quarter. In fact, the whole third quarter lasted, a whole 16 minutes in real time, Trammell?
Yeah.
I think that's what we can call it.
16 real minutes, yeah. And it's what are they, 12-minute quarters?
Yeah, it felt like it was just a running clock.
Yeah, they only went out of bounds a couple of times. And it seemed like we were getting, they were running so many plays fast. Like, think how many plays we still ran in that third quarter on Cover 1. We got y'all highlights the whole time. It was insane. It was fast, too.
Yeah. All right. So, we'll kind of see how this one plays out. Trammell, do we have anything else to go to right now?
Yeah, I got one. It just came in. Let me see what it is first.
All right, so we'll kind of...
Yeah, so they got they called the timeout. It's third down, and the ball is on the 45-yard line. They got to get to the opposite side of the 50. This is something they called timeouts for, so maybe this is something they plan on working. We'll see. Takes a snap and throws it, gets it past the 50. That's going to be another first down for the Eagles.
Well, first down...
Not only at first, he caught the ball at the first. He's going to actually get all the way about to the 40, 42-yard line.
All right, so the Bobcats defense, keeping things in front of them at least, not allowing the big play.
Yeah, the ball went out of bounds, so the clock's going to stop.
Wow, I think at this point we need the clock on our
running.
Side.
Yeah.
All right, let's come back to the desk here. Bobcats trailing 42-14. We are officially in the fourth quarter. The second half just moving insanely fast for both of these ball clubs tonight. If we kind of take a look at how things are working out right now, we'll kind of take a look at some of the district standings right now. And here we go. Let's take a look at this. Midland Legacy, the top team in the district, 8-1, 5-0, undefeated in district play. Then there's Abilene High, sitting at 4-1 in the district, along with Odessa Permian. They own the second place spot because they beat Permian. So if Abilene does manage to get a win tonight, which that's the way it looks, and Permian does the lean a favor tomorrow night against Midland Legacy, then we could be looking at a three-way tie for the Little Southwest Conference title with San Angelo Central. They would likely move to 2-4 in district play in that one there. So, it's Central. If we look at the playoff picture for next week, it would be, if things kind of stay how they are, El Paso Pebble Hills would be that first-round matchup. We don't want to get too much ahead of ourselves here because the Bobcats haven't had the greatest of outings down the stretch of this season, primarily on the defensive side of the ball. Last week, I know that it's Midland Legacy. Midland Legacy, probably one of the best teams in the state of Texas, if not this entire Region 1 Division, Class 6A Division 1. But they gave up 69 points to Midland Legacy last week, and right now giving up 42 to Abilene High. El Paso Pebble Hills will not be a cakewalk for the Bobcats next week.
No, I don't think so. And but there's still a very good chance that they can win this football game. So make sure y'all stay tuned and come watch it on Cover 1 Live, because we'll be there in El Paso. Might have an early kickoff, so might have an early start.
Yeah, about 4 minutes left in this one. Bobcats trailing 42-14. Looks like Abilene High still with the football. Matt Trammell going to take us away and see what we got here.
Yeah, so it's first down. This is right after that third down play that we saw. The ball's on about the 42-yard line. They're just going to start bullying this one, I have a feeling. But don't let it fool you. The Central High Bobcats aren't gonna just lay down and roll over. They got the stop right there. Second down.
Yeah, so that's another running back that we're kind of seeing. That's Izon Green. It's pretty much the second running back that we've seen, or the third running back.
Keep your eyes on Green.
This guy, if we're looking at what these guys are doing, they're pretty explosive running backs. The other running back was a sophomore, Antoine Rashaw, and of course number 12, DeKing Thomas, who's been just a force to be reckoned with. Trammell, these backs. They set the tone. I think that's what makes Abel Ramirez so dangerous and what he's able to do with his arm, because he sets it up with the running game and it is able to do so much with that.
Definitely, because it's not only you have to worry about DeKing Thomas, but that's where he brings in is once they start biting on those passing those play action passes. That's when you start scoring. We saw them when they had that seam route for the tight end. What happened was safeties biting on these runs because the run is tearing them up. And that's how they're getting these deep passes, and that's how they're scoring.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's certainly the running game helps a lot in what they're able to do with that there. So looks like Abilene is once again up to Abilene High like things. Let's go back to Shotwell Stadium.
Yep, second down, first down, we saw it. They didn't get anything. So they tried running. Let's try passing. Roll out to the right. Find your man. Soft zone. Find it. Sit down.
Yeah, that's easy as that. Well, looks like it's right near the sideline.
Super soft zone. I mean, they're not pressing. They're not trying to. They're just trying to tackle after they catch the football.
Okay.
Playing flag football out there.
All righty. So, Bobcat highlights tonight presented by Berkshire Hathaway. Okay, so it's kind of just playing, like you said, just bully ball at this point for the Warbirds. Playing keep away. Don't want to give up. It doesn't look like they're interested in scoring much anymore. There is a ton of respect between these coaching staffs. Coach Mike Fullen, Abilene High head coach, certainly he and Kevin Crane.
They're probably not going to be nothing
for these guys.
Yeah. Especially they've already seen an unsportsmanlike conduct, so I don't think they want to agitate any of the players anymore.
Certainly. So last we checked, there was a little less than about 4 minutes to go in this game. It appears the Eagles still maintain possession of the football. Let's kind of see how this one checks out here.
Here's a third down play coming down the stretch of this, just a handoff right down the gut by that third string running back, and he's going to get the first down, Manny.
Eyes on green.
Just continues to, the Abilene running game just continues to just beat them up. Is that even the same quarterback in the game? Is 3 still?
That is A.B. Ramirez.
There's still
He's
A.B.
probably
Okay.
going to finish this thing out.
All right, so just a handoff right there. Get the first down.
Yeah.
Can you believe this team lost to Abilene Cooper?
Well, in Abilene High's defense of that, for one, they didn't have DeKing Thomas in that game. He had left the game in week 1 against Amarillo Tascosa. He did not play that one. I don't believe that he played.
That's
against
right. That's
Abilene
a big
Cooper.
blow too.
Yeah, and they managed to get a win against Cedar Park Vista Ridge in week 2, but week 3, and it was in that span in the 3 weeks there, but he came back against South Grand Prairie and just went on a tear.
Yeah, went off from then on out.
Yeah, and he's been lights out ever since that game against South Grand Prairie. So,
and I remember when we first started watching Abilene. Remember this year we were saying, "Oh, A.B. Ramirez is definitely their guy."
Yeah,
nope.
we thought, but little did we know that there's a guy, number 12, DeKing Thomas, who's doing some big things. So.
But here is a good example of A.B. Ramirez if you want to check it out. So it's first down. Remember, everybody's thinking they're just going to keep running this thing, or A.B.'s going to pass it. Not this time. This one's going to be a read option play where he's going to keep it, go up to the top, and get tackled, but he's going to get a good 5-6 yards off it.
All right, so, he's just doing what he's got to do. At least he's picking up some decent yardage. Didn't look like, there's Ty Casey, kind of trying to make somewhat of a tackle there. Almost brings him down. Doesn't look like that Bobcat defense is too interested in doing much the rest of the way. But as time kind of just trickles down here in the latter part of the fourth quarter, there's really not much else to make it respectable. At least I think for the Bobcats at this point, they cannot let Abilene High score anymore. That's probably the theme for the rest of the way at this point. So.
Well, I think that's going to be something they want to do. I think you got to keep the pride and keep showing the defense. I think that's what you'll see in this next play.
All right, so we'll go back to Shotwell Stadium there.
So right here, it's second down after that first down read option. And this time they're going to hand it to the running back, but the Central defense is just there to stop it. They're playing really good on second down. That's probably their best down that they've played all night is second down, because third down, they're played awful. Man, they've given up so many third downs. But on second down, they always seem to either back them up or get a stop.
Yeah. Well, there we go. I mean, at least sending them going the other way, or
maybe
if there's a win, right?
And
the win
getting
in
the
this
second
drive.
half shutout before the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is at this point. I think any type of win, at least holding them scoreless in the second half at that point is certainly a good thing. All right, so we're seeing things kind of develop in this one here. I know the Bobcats, it's just one of those kind of things, and it looks like we do have another update. And we were talking about how Central they need to kind of just keep the Warbirds at bay. They need to stop them. Trammell, that's a battery. And they need to kind of stop them from scoring at this point, at least to maintain. Okay. Let's see. All right. So, let's see. Let's go back out to Shotwell Stadium here. And we'll kind of show you what we're talking about. So, it is Abilene High with the ball here going forward on fourth down. And yeah, just high stepping on the way into the end zone. That is going to make it 49-14. Abilene High just, doing what they're doing best. That's leaning on the run game. That's what they've done pretty much this entire season. And that's going to make it 49-14 as San Angelo Central gives up a touchdown here in the second half of play. Not what we wanted to see, but at least it's just one touchdown, not 49 or 42 points worth as we saw in the first half there. Trammell, we're good on that end. So one last look at this one here. 49-14.
Oh, man.
Abilene.
So they did end up getting in, huh?
Yeah. End up getting in the end zone at that point. So wasn't what we envisioned, wasn't what we wanted to see at this point, but it is. I mean, it's kind of the theme. I mean, this.
Yeah, less than 2 minutes though. Maybe we can see a little action by the Bobcats. Maybe they can score. What do you think?
Yeah, hopefully that there's some life left.
At this point, we're just hoping for excitement and fun, right?
Yeah, I mean, we got to generate something as we head into the postseason next week.
I think maybe this is where we start, Manny. It's the kickoff for maybe the last drive of the regular season for the district, or for the Central Bobcats district season. Here it is. We'll start with a kickoff. This is a good one, too. He nearly breaks it, makes one miss after staying up on that tackle, finds the sideline, gets all the way to about the 40-yard line. Okay. Not too shabby.
Okay. It's needing some life on special teams. Last week, the Bobcats gave up 2 touchdowns on special teams.
So It's good that they're maybe going to attack back on it, huh?
Yeah. All right, so there we are with that. We'll come back to that. So we need to see how much. Waiting to see how much time is left.
When they scored, it was less than 2 minutes.
Okay, so
or around the 2-minute mark.
So now we're working with about 35 seconds left in this one, Trammell?
I would say we're getting down to the wire here. The Bobcats they try to score. It's second down. Ball is on. We'll say give or take the 37-yard line. Hands off right here, and it's going to go absolutely nowhere, so the clock is running.
All right, so in fact, Trammell, I can take us to see how this one may or may end. Kind of the final moments of this game here, and here we go. So the Bobcats, they're going to fall 49-14. Warbirds in victory formation. And there we are. A.B. Ramirez kind of finishes this thing out for the Eagles. And your final score tonight, Abilene High 49, San Angelo Central 14. And that's just kind of how it's played out for the Bobcats tonight. It was there was only one touchdown between the two teams. the entire way in the second half. Central just kind of gave one up with, probably was less than 2 minutes to go in that one there. So that's your final score tonight. We'll see. Probably one of the bigger questions that we're waiting to hear about tonight is why Tyler Hill was pulled in the second quarter of play. Why Ben Imler was inserted. Was it perhaps was it a personnel reason, or was it maybe just trying to save Tyler Hill for next week as they get ready to head to El Paso, likely against El Paso Pebble Hills? We shall see. I think that's that's a question that we all want to know about. They gave up some big plays tonight. Obviously, you're giving up 49 points. Not a good thing as you head into the postseason. In years past, when we talk about matchups against El Paso, it seems like, okay, this is going to go. It's going to be somewhat of just an easy type of matchup. But I don't think that's going to be the case this season. Certainly, the way Central playing on the defensive side of the ball, Trammell.
They got to figure out something. Next week's going to come fast and in a hurry. It's Thursday, so they're going to have a long week, but they're going to have to start processing tomorrow. This game's over. This district's over. This season's not. So it's now time to pull out the Angelo bolt one more time, Manny, and figure out how to bolt down and get some stops and figure out what to do on that defense, and not only on the running side of the defense, but they got to figure out what to do in that secondary because they've had too many blown coverages, too many eyes in the backfield, and not enough fundamental defense for the secondary.
Yeah, it's been one of those type of nights for the Bobcats defensively. Not the greatest type of outing for them. I think if we expected anything tonight, what we wanted to see was them to be more competitive defensively on that side of the ball, not necessarily give up 49 points. At least the King Thomas, that guy got 3 touchdowns tonight. I know he is what he is,
probably
but
less than probably 10 carries.
Yeah, the guy looked like Walter Payton out there tonight. Yeah. But that's kind of how the things have gone down for the Bobcats. So looks like we do have Ryan Chadwick awaiting us. Let's go to him there at Shotwell Stadium as we kind of put the bow on this one. Chadwick, man, 49-14, your final score tonight from Shotwell Stadium. Thoughts on how this thing ended tonight?
I want to give a big shout out to the Bobcat defense in the second half. They almost shut them out. The offense didn't do them any favors. They basically were on the field for the entire second half, and they only allowed that one touchdown at the very end of the game. So I tip my cap to the way they played in the second half. I wish they would have played like that in the first half too, but it is what it is. That's kind of what I said at halftime. The defense made some adjustments, and I knew that they'd get a couple stops. But the offense couldn't capitalize. I still have no idea what happened to Tyler Hill. Have y'all heard anything at all?
No, I think that's probably one of the bigger questions we'll wait to hear from head coach Kevin Crane coming up.
For sure.
I'm dying to know why he was pulled.
Yeah, so Imler made a couple of late decisions, just basically from a guy who hasn't played much this season. He threw basically back-to-back picks after the defense got the ball back for him, So it's unfortunate. The score is because of the score was as lopsided as it was in the first half. The Bobcats couldn't really run the ball much in the second half, and it was pretty evident. The weather might have affected the receivers a little bit because it is a little chilly out here tonight, but we had a lot of drops in the second half. So overall, this has got to be a frustrating loss for both the team and the coaching staff. They work all week to come out here and compete, and to lose back-to-back games like this, it's got to be tough. With that being said, it's not all doom and gloom. The Bobcats are in the playoffs. They still have another week to try to fix some of their issues, and we head to El Paso next week, and let's see if we can get on a run.
Yeah, I think for you, Chadwick, I think homework for you, my man, is looking at some tape of what I think the likely matchup is against El Paso Pebble Hills. Maybe looking at seeing what Pebble Hills is about. I mean, the common opponent that Central and Pebble Hills share is El Paso Montwood. Pebble Hills beat Montwood this just last week, 30-27. Central struggled with Montwood. They did pull out the win. You saw that game there. Kind of give me your thoughts on
I would
that.
say struggled is a bit of a stretch. Montwood scored 10 garbage time points there at the end, but like the Bobcats still beat them, what was it, by 4 or 5? And that was after all that rain delay and stuff. So like I don't think that if this team is really about as good as Montwood, then like I definitely think the Bobcats have a chance. I need them to come out and play explosively like to belong there though, you know? I don't want to see a game that's over by halftime again. So like that's how it's been the last couple of weeks. And like I know these guys are better than this. So it's another long road trip. It's going to be another all-day trip for the Bobcats. Hopefully the weather's good. Hopefully they come ready to play. Like I know they can. But like if it was an injury that kept Tyler Hill out tonight, like let's hope it's not something serious. So he can get back to doing what he does, you know. And yeah, Manny, like overall it's just kind of a somber mood out here. Like if you're a Bobcat fan, but let's look to the playoffs.
So coming into next week, they got to play El Paso. How do you think they beat El Paso? Do they run the ball? Do they throw the ball? Or is defense the number one thing in mind?
They don't turn the ball over. Like Bobcats had 4 turnovers and 2 failed 4th down conversions tonight. You know that's the difference in the game. So defense needs to play better in the first half. The offense needs to take better care of the ball. When the Bobcats are humming, they're tearing up the like in the ground game, and that creates opportunities for Hill to get to the ball to his receivers in the air. So, like I said, limit the turnovers, hopefully none. You know, and the defense just got to play better in the first half. Like if the Bobcats do that, I see them winning at least the first round next week.
All
right, Ryan Chadwick, thank you so much for your analysis tonight. I know you're going to be hanging out in Midland tomorrow night with Legacy and Odessa Permian.
Yeah, we haven't quite figured that out yet. I might actually be with y'all tomorrow, so we'll see.
Well, regardless,
you're welcome with us. We always like to have you here, but either way, we'll see you then.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Chadwick. Appreciate you. All right, Ryan Chadwick, our Bobcat connoisseur that oversees anything and everything San Angelo Central Bobcat coverage. Tonight it was just one of those nights. 49-14, your final score. Man, oh man, Kevin Crane is. We're gonna have some thoughts from him. Looks like James Bellini has caught up with him. Let's check and see what he is about tonight.
Coach Kevin Crane, Bobcats took a loss here tonight. Obviously, it wasn't the outcome you wanted, but how do you get ready for next week? And
we got to put it behind us. We got to get ready for next week. We got another opportunity, and that's all we can ask for. And so we're looking forward to moving on and getting into the playoffs and go and see what we can do.
Playoffs is your first year as head coach. How's it feel to make the playoffs as your first year being a head coach?
It feels good. I know we're struggling here at the end, but to make the playoffs is a good thing. And so that's all we can ask for is an opportunity, and we got to go take advantage of it.
Tyler Hill came out of the game in the second quarter. Was that just a cautionary reason, or?
Yeah, we're still not completely sure.
Ooh, Manny. We're not completely sure.
I don't know about that.
Is this an injury or is this a statement?
That's man.
He seemed. Can we just go back to how this started? Can we go back to the clip?
Yeah, we'll go back to that.
This is how this interview starts. I'm not trying to pick apart anything. I'm sure it was a long game, but if this is how this starts, Manny, he's not having a very stressful.
Coach Kevin Crane.
That's all I wanted to show you. Yeah, body language says it all, guys. He says he's not sure about Tyler Hill, Look, I respect the heck out of Coach Crane and what he's doing with this program. And I'm excited next week to see who he picks because you know me, I like a little controversy, especially when it comes to the Bobcats.
Yeah, that answer, it did not sound like Tyler Hill was pulled to keep him fresh for next week. That's not what that sounded like at all.
That sounded like he's not sure.
Yeah, like Ben Imler could possibly be the guy next week. It'd be interesting to see, after he's had a few days to think about this, what he has to say in his Monday press conference about this potential matchup against El Paso Pebble Hills. Because, I mean, the way it looks, maybe Tyler Hill's days are done, at least this season.
Dude, I'm telling you, Manny. Look, Coach Crane, you probably do not watch this show, and you especially don't give a crap what I have to say. But that was your number one receiver last year. Ben Imler looked like he could throw. If Tyler Hill's ready to go, why don't you go ahead and throw him back out there at that outside slot? Malachi Brown set all those records by throwing it to who? Tyler Hill as a sophomore.
Yeah.
This dude's a beast.
Yeah.
Let him play, but if you want to rock with Imler, let him play wide receiver.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. And for coaches to take advice from us, we just armchair this thing here.
Yeah, I actually don't. I can go ahead and say I have no idea what the heck I'm talking about ever. Throw that out there.
But from the outside looking in, I know, and we talked about this a lot to start the season. Nothing against Tyler Hill. I think he is a fantastic quarterback, but I think he's a better athlete than Ben Imler. I thought Ben Imler, looking at him in two-a-days, certainly against in the scrimmage against Abilene Cooper, he seemed to be the pure passer.
Yeah.
And that says quite a bit. Now, and I think Trammell had maybe they experimented with that a little bit this season.
Well, I think
they could have seen something
with his offense. He likes to run the West Coast offense. He's not running the ball with the quarterback. Coach Crane's not calling design runs with Tyler Hill unless it's on the 2-yard line. I mean, he knows he just needs 2 yards, and he gives it to Tyler Hill because he's an athlete. Besides that, this is a lot of RPOs. This is a lot of screens. This is a lot of downhill balls, and this is a heavy run power offense. So when you run a power run with a West Coast offense, you don't necessarily need the guy that's going to be able to take off with the ball. You need a guy who maybe can just sit there and make good decisions.
Right. Yeah, that's I think that's spot on. A guy that can make good decisions with the football, because that's going to be the tail. I mean, I think that's been the tail of the tape. Certainly tonight. Let's not forget about Ben Imler. I mean, he had two interceptions. In this one,
a row, and
the guy was just chunking them down the field. You
Yeah.
know, and
a lot of them were under throws too, so that kind of worries me. But at the same time, he is just coming in and just letting it throw. Like Chadwick said, it is kind of a cold night. So if this is your first time coming in throwing as a quarterback in an actual game, and it's a district championship, not a district championship game, but a district game at the end of the season, you would like to have a little bit of warm up.
Right. Yeah. No, I couldn't agree with you more on that. So
it was probably the only warm up he got was when Abilene had the ball. The coach probably said, "Hey, throw the football for about 2 plays and then go in there." So
yeah,
it was a very sudden change. Be interesting to see. Remember though how good he was at playing receiver. So
yeah. Alrighty, so with that said, before we get ready to kind of talk about our picks and how they shook out for the night, let's take a look at our play of the game presented by La Esperanza Clinics here. With that said, let's take a look.
We've been talking about Ben Imler, but this one was Tyler Hill. He'll find English in the top of the corner for the La Esperanza play of the game. Jump ball. Nice catch.
Yeah, not too bad. I love me some Jacob English. I think this guy, I don't know why they don't try to hook up with him a lot more.
He's got that deep ball.
Yeah, that he does.
On pack.
Yeah. Yeah, Jacob English, he's a basketball player. He's a track star. He's a high jumper. I mean, if you're going to have a guy like that go up and get it, it has to be Jacob English. This guy, phenomenal athlete. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do in the hardwood this season. So Tyler Hill to Jacob English. This made it. This was the Central's first points of the ball game here.
I think it made it 21-14, 21-7 at the time.
Yeah, so this was their first points of the game. This is our La Speranza play of the game. One last look at this.
Go get you one.
Yep, there we are. All right, so the Bobcats falling tonight, 49-14. It was a tough go tonight for these guys, primarily because Abilene High, I mean, they're a good football team. They went toe-to-toe with Midland Legacy, a team who is regarded to be one of the best teams in Region 1, Class 6A Division 1. If things kind of shake out the way they are supposed to, Midland Legacy could be on a path to facing South Lake Carroll in the second round of the playoffs, a team that reached the state championship a season ago against Austin Westlake, eventually losing to the Chaparrals. But that's a potential matchup for the Legacy Rebels. For the Abilene High Eagles, well, second round matchup is looming against North Crowley. We can talk. It'd be nice to be talking about a potential second round matchup for the Central Bobcats this season, but heck, the way things been going, they got to get out of the first round. In fact, they just got to survive, I think, at least the first quarter of play, if it is El Paso Pebble Hills next week, Trammell.
Yeah, they got to go down there and take this like the most serious business trip they're ever going to play, because for some of these seniors, this is going to be your last business trip. You got to take it very seriously, because when it's in the playoffs, there's no more, we got one more.
Yeah,
there's no more, there may be a hope for a forfeit. This is it. This is all you got. So you got to go out there and give it all you got, and hopefully you can pull out a win, and then go play some giant Metroplex team in the second round.
Yeah, if Central does manage to get out of the opening round, a matchup that could possibly be looming for the Bobcats is a one-time district rival, and that is perhaps the Weatherford Kangaroos. Maybe a few years ago, that was a winnable game. It's a game that's
who knows,
a definite win for them. But
they could be in our district.
It could be in the district, but if the Bobcats do manage to get out of that first round, survive that first quarter, survive the first half against what looks to be El Paso Pebble Hills, I mean, they defensively, they got to be able to make some stops. And I'm not trying to put the cart before the horse when it comes to the Bobcats. I think defensively, that's what has to happen for them. They've got to be able to get some stops. For one, get a turnover, but stops. Third down stops is where they've got
get off the field.
Where it starts for them. Yes, getting off the football field.
Got to get off.
So before we leave you tonight, let's go ahead and take a look at how we fared on the old pick'em line.
Ooh. Yeah, my thoughts of the night, Manny. Can I go to my thoughts of the night for this one?
Yeah. Take us away, Trammell.
All right. So my thoughts of the night. Tomorrow night, guys, y'all going to want to check into COVER1 because this guy who roots for the Central Bobcats all the time will be dressed in that black and gold. The Warbirds won tonight.
Here we go.
Here he is. Yeah. Chunk that guy back. We're throwing this thing back and forth all night. This right here, number 24, will be Manny Diaz tomorrow night. He will be rocking the Abilene Eagles jersey after losing. Not just him, but the Bobcats losing. But we had a little friendly wager. So tune in tomorrow. Watch him get embarrassed and watch him have to wear this beautiful black and gold.
Oh, man. I'm not looking forward to that. I think for my earlier days as an up-and-coming broadcaster, yeah, I probably would have been proud to wear that. Maybe not so much this time around, just because we have we invest so much time and effort in the angry orange. But yeah, I mean, it'll be fun. That was the wager tonight. I'll embrace wearing the black and gold for one night. We'll have to find another wager that we'll have to bet on. Because Trammell, I do have a red and white Cristobal uni.
Hey,
we'll have to make something of that.
Don't you worry, because in round 4, I've already predicted that the El Dorado Eagles and the Cristobal Cougars are going to have a rematch in the regional finals.
Oh, man. Yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun. I don't think it would be as crazy or as it was, or I guess as one-sided as it was the first time around. But nonetheless, so as you see here, as you see on your screen, the over-under on this was 62.5. The final score tonight,
64.
64 points. So
It's a pretty close one there,
we
guys.
got incredibly close as to what the final score was going to be on this one. So if you chose the over/under, that's what it was tonight,
Slam the
62 and a
over.
half. So
Overs Club.
my final thoughts of the night. Well, the Bobcats, goodness gracious, I think they have to find a way to get out of their own way. I don't know what's going to happen with that QB1 spot. Kevin Crane did not sound, I'm not trying to pick apart what he was trying to say, put words in his mouth, but he did not sound incredibly confident about Tyler Hill playing QB1 next week. I don't know what it's going to be like. It'd be interesting to see after a few days after he mulls this one over to see if who is going to be his QB1, whether it's going to be Ben Imler or Tyler Hill heading into the postseason opener against what looks to be El Paso Pebble Hills. We know for sure that it will be an El Paso team. The Bobcats will have to go to El Paso next Friday night, so that will be interesting to see. But defensively, the Bobcats, they just have to show up. They have to show up. And I'm not talking about getting turnovers, but right now, just talking about just getting a stop on a third down. That's what needs to happen for these guys. Nonetheless, for these seniors, man, if this is do or die, last chance to play some ball. Hope they take advantage of that because you don't get these memories back, that's for sure. No, you don't want to end up like the Uncle Rico that says, I can throw the ball a country mile over them mountains looking back 10 years from now and say that you didn't give it all you got. So hopefully these Bobcats have a little something left in the tank heading into next week's postseason opener against an El Paso program, what appears to be El Paso Pebble Hills. So there we are. Those are my final thoughts of the night. Trammell, it's been fun like always. Just having the opportunity to sit here and talk Texas high school football with you, my man.
Oh, it's always fun. And if y'all had fun, come back tomorrow because we're going to have a lot more games. Hey, tomorrow night, just because we were talking so much mess about Grape Creek, guess what? We're going to be there. We got boots on the ground for Grape Creek. They might win their first district championship tomorrow night. Tune in for that. Cristobal will be getting their gold ball. Tune in for that. We're also going to have Lakeview. Maybe they can get a first district win in a couple of years. Who else we got, man? I know I'm forgetting. Midland Legacy and Odessa Permian.
Yeah, and that Midland Legacy, that's a rivalry unto its own. I think that goes back a little bit further than Abilene and San Angelo.
I think that was before the Alamo, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And I know those two programs, like it is on.
Yeah.
And I know if you talk to someone from Permian, someone from Legacy, or the artist formerly known as Midland Lee, it's very bitter between those two programs.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to call it hate.
No love lost.
Yeah, no love is lost between those programs. So that will be our game of the night. But the other game, which it's two games. It is Ballinger, Sonora, Grape Creek, Ingram Moore. As Trammell said, this is an opportunity for Grape Creek, who came away with the 7-6 victory last week against Sonora, which we had to do a double take. Yeah, it was exactly that. We had to do a double take last week because it was like Sonora lost to Grape Creek
7-6. I mean, I was just more confused on the score.
And then we were called out.
So we're trying to show some love to those up there in the northern end of Tom Green County. So we'll be there. We'll be at Ballinger. We'll see who wins. Maybe Grape Creek can win a district championship for the first time ever. Y'all just got to tune in and check it out.
Yeah. All right. So big stuff. This has just been the beginning of Week 11 as it's officially kicked off tonight. Tomorrow night, look for some big games. We'll give you our picks, plus throw a few angles at you. And there's been, we'll kind of go into a little bit more detail as this controversy surrounding Cristobal's playoff matchup, first round playoff matchup. Stick with us with that tomorrow night. We're kind of still working on that as that still develops. But yeah, certainly some controversy in that
Plus,
bracket there.
You'll get to see Manny wear an Abilene high jersey.
I know. Trammell, hand me that jersey over here.
Yeah, we're just throwing it back and forth. One last time for the folks. Throw it across there.
Yeah. So because I bet on the Bobcats tonight, I know black looks good on me.
Especially that black and gold.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
You know
usually
do you
wearing
know the school fight song?
Yeah.
That should maybe have been it too. You got to sing the school fight song. Man, look at that.
I don't know the school fight song for Abilene High.
Fly
but,
Eagles fly.
Yeah, I do. But I mean, it's Abilene will always have a special place in my heart just because I covered them for so long. Been a part of that community. But yeah, this is because I wagered on the Bobcats tonight. I got to wear this black and gold uni tomorrow. So
Gotta love it.
there we are. All right. Well, it's been fun. It's been real for Matt Trammell, James Bellini, Ryan Chadwick. I'm Manny Diaz. Good night. God bless. We will see you tomorrow as we continue Week 11. Good night.
Who say they want it? Who say they ready? See, you might not like it, but you gon' respect it, cause this is West Texas. Who say they want it? Who say they ready? Hey, coach, they might not like it, but they gon' respect it, cause this is West Texas. I said it's game time. Hey, coach, they know it's game time. You know it's game time. I said it's game time. Come on. Hey, coach, they know it's game time. Hey, who say they want it? We want it. Who say they ready? We ready. They might not like it. We like it. But this is West Texas. They gon' respect. First off, I got my grades up, so I deserve every moment that I'm out on the field. I've been in practice all week, so you know what it is. We ain't come for the win, but we came for the kill. It ain't all about the all boy, so why here we here, hard boy.